Then, handing them his royal signet, he said,
"All right, sweethearts, what are you waiting for? Breakfast in bed?"
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
What's going on YouTube? It's Filthy and we're back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Now today we're going to talk about how to do the Sand Devils Necropolis Stage 1 and why it's very important to do it early. So this account is on like day 40 or something. It's level 50, it's brand new, but doing the Sand Devil is something that people do not like, but it's actually quite easy to do the first level, and the first level is really important because nobody does it, and obviously as the game goes up, yes, you'll progress and you will face stronger opponents in these tournaments, but at the moment, look at the small amount of effort we've had to put in to get one ancient shard, bronze chest and some relentless gear. 5-star rare, which is handy. Now I haven't bothered farming up these stages here because I've only really just sat down this morning to try and do this. And yeah, it's a really good way to get some tournament points. Now, the other reason that this is really important is because in your advanced quests, quite a lot of the time you get ascend a piece of gear and you need the potions to do it. So, and why is that important? Well, as you progress through the game, what you're going to look for, particularly for arena, is you're going to be looking for 5 and 6-star speed boots. And then what you want to do is ascend as many of them in the speed set as you can, and you're looking basically to land speed again. It doesn't look like I've got any, so I need to do some farming, but when I do go and clear the Palace of Aravia and get some 5 and 6-star speed boots, then we're going to ascend them all up, and we're basically going to be looking to try and hit some extra speed on them. Like I've got a nice pair of lifesteal 5-star boots here. In terms of the speed, it counts so early, the gear is all terrible. Ascended it, it's flat attacks, that's rubbish, but it could have been speed, it could have been HP percent, it could have been defense percent. And gearing yourself up for arena, you just want as much speed as possible. And even for clan boss, we're looking for toughness stats because the thresholds to get into Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare early at level 50 and on day 41 are quite hard. So ascending your gear, I think, is very underrated. Now, people don't like the Sand Devil because it's tough. What I would recommend doing is just trying to one character it. Now, we've got Kale, who's probably going to be the best out of the starters to do this, but there's a whole bunch of champs, I'm sure, that can do this kind of method. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a speed lead. So High Cartoon is free for everybody. We could use Battle Sage. You could use Deacon Armstrong if you've got him. We're just going to take some food champions with us because when they die, they're going to make Kale faster. This is all about making Kale faster and getting him to solo the boss, essentially. So we only want to do stage 1. We're only interested in these small potions. We will progress this over time, but at the moment, I think just spending 8 energy, getting a little bit of XP for food, and just doing it with one character is fine. So I'll show you the Kale after we've done the run. Now everybody gets wiped immediately, and now it's just a straight slug out between Sand Devil and Kale. Now the mechanics of this are he will decrease your max HP when he hits, so you kind of need to get it done before he completely obliterates. Now as you heal, you do restore some of your HP, which is where the lifesteal set comes in. So if your Kale's not strong enough, or your starter champ, you might not be able to get through this. But yeah, the mechanics are a bit weird. You can't put debuffs on the boss unless it's asleep. When it goes asleep, it stays asleep for 2 turns unless you get the counter down to 0. So multi-hits are really bad. Unfortunately, Kale's got 4 quad hit multi-hitter, but that's the only way to place poison. So that was quite easy. Let's run that again, and we'll just again talk about the mechanics. Kills everybody. We then come in, whilst it's asleep you can place debuffs. When it's woken up you can't place debuffs. So we're basically killing it with War Master and the odd little poison that we get off whilst he's asleep. We do have Phantom Touch on Kale, that does count as an extra hit sometimes. But like here, we've got a bunch of poisons, but because he wakes up they don't activate. So there's a bit of RNG as to whether the poisons actually get activated or they get cleansed. He puts decreased accuracy and decreased speed, but again at this level, I'll show you the Kale. it's not the end of the world. But this is quite quick, and just for getting level 1 done, for getting a load of tournament points. You probably can't really max out the tournament rewards doing this, because it would just be mind-numbingly thousands of runs. But because at this level of account nobody is arsed with it, what it does mean is that we can very comfortably come in here and pick up the ancient shard and the rare gear for the relentless, which is always nice. So the Haikatoon had absolutely nothing on her. She's completely nude. Well, she had 2 pieces of perception. She's just there for the speed aura, which helps. The Kale is built for clan boss and also for campaign farming, so he does have lifesteal. You're going to need that. That's his method of healing. Counterattack accessory is kind of nice. 5% chance to counterattack if you can get that on ring, amulet or banner through your clan shop. And that would be handy because you're basically looking for War Master procs for damage, and occasionally you'll get the odd poison that will land on the boss when it's asleep, and it'll still activate because you weren't woken it up before it cleanses all the debuffs off. He's fully booked, and in terms of masteries, we basically want to pick what have we got? We've got crit rate. Can we get into the here we go. So we've got War Master. We have got in the Whirlwind of Death. We're not killing anybody. Have we picked the speed? We might not have picked the speed. Okay, so we didn't even have Spirit Haste on. So that's how silly that is. Okay, so we could have got a load more speed if we redid his masteries for dead enemies. But I think I wanted the extra chance of prancing for poisons and the Hexa for the buff extension. So that is kind of tough because they're both kind of useful for Kelp. But you could go Spirit Haste and that would give you an extra 24 speed because the food champions would die. Life Drinker to heal up. We've got more damage when attacking with full HP. Again, it's a little bit of a hybrid, this build. We haven't got like the single out, which you would normally have for clan boss. We haven't got bring it down, which we have for clan boss. I will be re-gearing Kale at some point potentially, either to not be on the clan boss team at all or just in a straight clan boss build. I haven't quite decided yet, but yeah, they're the masteries. In terms of his artifacts, perception of course gives some accuracy. Accuracy banner is pretty much a staple, and total stats on the Kale under 30k HP, only 1.5k defense, so he's pretty squishy. 183 speed, crit rate is 68, so he doesn't have 100% crit, and he's got 100 crit damage with 170 accuracy. So it's not the most amazingly built Kale in the world, and that's good because it does show that it is possible with just like 2.7k attack. These stats are probably pretty easy to hit, and I would be surprised if most players don't have a character like of this level, or maybe even better, because again, we haven't found 5-star artifacts for him. I haven't 6-starred, rolled up to 16 a bunch of the artifacts. That's how we do it. We just solo it, one champion, and that's it. Now of course this method won't work for higher stages because eventually your Kale won't be strong enough. You're gonna have to like pump up all the stats, I think, to get him to work at higher stages. Like the next stage 2 is a Force Affinity stage. It's gonna hit him pretty hard, so that's not good. And at some point I think we're going to be building a Muckstalker to try and place the sleep on the boss and have a look at doing it that way. But again, he's magic affinity, so that's something for a later date. But it's kind of nice, I think, to be able to get stage 1 cleared fast, efficient. Right, the XP that we get for the champions is really de minimis, but it's still better. It's faster than taking a full team, which is pretty mental to me. Now, one other thing I should say, if you do have a full team and you are trying to get through it that way, if you do have a healer and you can get them ascended, even if it's a rare champion, you can pick Miracle Heal, which will just help you out that little bit with restoring the destroyed max HP. It'll just make that a little bit faster. But I found that having Ugo, Torogi, Shiramani, it just made the run a lot slower, and you want to avoid people with like triple hit A1s. That's not good for doing the Sand Devil because it just resets that sleep timer. The more hits you have, the better. The one thing I should say, in the actual battle, we have done something with the presets. So all you need to do is to have a team of food set up, and then all I've done is I've basically said to Kale, open with your A2, the AoE slam, because otherwise he opens with the disintegrate, which is the quad hit poison. That's no good. The Sand Devil will go immediately asleep after turn 1, and this will at least give us the chance of getting these poisons on, and maybe if we don't wake up the boss, then the poisons will activate, and that's good. You can just turn the disintegrate off if you just want to try and rely on the War Master and the small poison and get more of those poisons to activate, because the quad hit does obviously wake the boss up, unfortunately, but it seems to be fine like this, and that's it. And of course you'll just have to come in here once your champs are level 10 and swap them out for 3 other food champs. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I might, maybe think about investing more time into these tournaments moving forwards. It's a lot of runs to get like these rewards, but if I'd worked this out maybe at the start of the tournament, I possibly would have come and got the soul shard, because it would have been like 60 runs, which is not the end of the world. Like, that's like about 400 energy or something, which for a soul shard, that's maybe not such a bad deal. But yeah, that's it. That's how to do stage 1 and place on tournaments that nobody else wants to do. Get yourself some shards and relentless gear. I've been the Filthy Casual. I hope you found this video useful. Take it easy, guys. Peace.